Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Sia, a professional trader, and today I'm going to show you guys how I may be trading a range on Bitcoin and what I feel is how price would be headed in the coming days. If you want to learn more about trading, please keep watching my videos, and before I get into it, make sure you hit that subscribe button below and also that notification bell so you get notified each time I post a video. If you are subscribed to our weekly video reviews, you will know that I have already on this weekend spoken about the fact that we had a bearish monthly close. Starting off last month, I had spoken about us having a similarity to the market cycle, the previous market cycle for Bitcoin, where it could have been that we were close to where the April highs were and we were due for a good sell-off in May, and November essentially has had a stronger sell-off than we had in May, because not only have we broken the support, but also this week we have back tested it. So what I'm looking for and why I feel that we may range for a while before choosing a direction is that we are at a very strong support. This quarterly support, if you do follow me on Twitter, you will know and you will see where I have charted this support from, but essentially it's quite a strong support level. So what we are basically expecting now is for price to at least range here for a couple of weeks. If not, at least till the monthly open, it is possible that we get another deviation from this weekly resistance level before choosing a direction. And sorry, this is the weekly chart, but essentially yes, we do want to range here for at least December to test both this support and this resistance. I think both of them are very strong levels, and that is essentially where we end up trading ranges. So without further ado, I'm going to get into Bitcoin, and what I will show you is one previous range that would have been nice to trade. It was also between a couple of strong levels. There's a weekly level on the edges of this previous range that we are talking about. I'm just going to show you quickly what these levels were. So this support, breakdown, tested and breakdown. So this is a really nice weekly level, and here the weekly level that was broken by BTC to make the highs of the year. This was another strong weekly level. So this weekly resistance and support, these are the two levels, and this is where I've got them for. And now I'm going to go to the 4-hour and show you how it is possibly that I would start to build this range and trade this range. So on the 4-hour, essentially what will happen first is that we will not have all of this data on the right. So say I just put that to the right, and what we can see is we would just essentially be in a downtrend. There'd be a strong support level, there's a strong resistance level, and you have candle closes to use as well. So all I would have done is at the beginning of this range, say only till about the 25th or 27th of September, use these candle closes to build this range. This range is nothing but a fib, and this is how the fib is configured. And I would have built this range, and essentially what we are looking for in a range is at least 4 touches. So you have the high of this range, you have a retest of it, you have a low of this range, and you have a retest of it. So here, this is where you lay out your range. Why I have the 0.25 and 0.75 levels is because when we do have a longer time frame range, these levels are very helpful for taking profits and for managing risk. So this 0.25 and 0.75 are another couple of levels that are useful. So all the data that you would need to start to build that range is you would see a low and a high, and basically a retest of this resistance is basically a SR flip. There's a stronger level above, price gets rejected, you make a low, and then you retest it again. These four levels would give me enough information to put on this range box, and from there on I can see the 0.5 being respected pretty well, the 0.75 being respected pretty well. So I would be satisfied in pulling this out and using it to build a logic of how to trade this range. And what would we see? Essentially what I would do here is to be able to manage risk and buy this retest, and I'd be first looking for the middle of the range to trade this with, and take profits here and move my stops. I would essentially be doing that on a lower time frame, but I would have stops here where I would get stopped out. I would see a deviation of the middle of the range, a retest of the middle of the range would be another sell, and I would be taking profits at the bottom of the range, opening another trade here, taking partials off at the quarter of the range, but essentially getting stopped out for a possibly break even, because my stops would still be here for this long that I would take. So then I would see another deviation of the range, price entering back into the range would give me another long trade, some profits taken off here, partial profits taken off here. Then we would see price trading above the range, finding support at the middle of the range. We would be looking to trade price to the top of the range, so essentially compounding along, and the total stop being below this level, and taking partial profits at the 7.5 but not hitting the top of the range, getting a deviation over the previous high, entering back into the 0.75. We would take another short, we would be able to hold the short all the way to the bottom of the range again. After being fully out of this short, we would be looking for long trades here, and essentially price is trading below the range, so there would be a no trade zone here. But as soon as price is entering the range, here we would have another long signal, and taking partial profits again at 0.25, some more profits at the middle of the range, looking to see if price is going to go above. You see another deviation, and price heading back below, so the long would get stopped out. If you're managing if you've got a range on the 4 hour, essentially you would probably be trading it and managing stops using at least the 1 hour or the 30-minute time frame. So you'd get stopped out of your long, but you would have a short with the deviation entering back into the 0.5. This trade would essentially be a loss, because you would not hit the 0.25, and price would break above, so you would be at the highs of your range and looking for a way to trade this to go below. And there was a deviation here, so price would enter again, you would be in a short, not be stopped out but not be able to take that trade, and another deviation which would stop out this trade. But once price would enter back into the range, this would give you another short opportunity, and here you would be short, taking profits 0.75, taking profits at the 0.5, managing your risk. Essentially, if you are looking for a swing trade, you may have your stops higher, but if you are having if you have tighter stops, you would probably get stopped out here, and entering back into the 0.75, you could have taken another shot with managing your risk from here, and from here you would be at 0.5 taking partial profits at 0.25, and then taking profits at the bottom of the range again, and this move would possibly stop you out, and you would be looking for another long opportunity. You'd get a long opportunity with the entering back into the range, trade it all the way up here, you'd see another deviation and be able to enter another short trade here. And you can be trading a range until price leaves the range. Essentially, that is where one would get stopped out, and this short you would be essentially taking profit here, and you would, if you would take a long, you would be stopped out of that, and you could manage risk and open another downside trade once the range is fully taken out. You could be taking it's a difficult trade to take this one, but you could be taking a trade once price is leaving the range, managing your risk from the edge of where price could re-enter the range. So you would be able to possibly take another trade there. But you can see that all you needed in terms of information was the first 4 points, and just using the first 4 points you were able to build a range. Essentially, this range is not set. What can happen also is that you do find some stronger points where eventually you end up deviating or changing and shifting your range about, and that is perfectly a valid strategy, and a lot of traders do it. But as soon as you do find strong levels, you are able to use them, and you're able to use this kind of a strategy for a range play. So what I've done is, now we are here into the current Bitcoin price range, and essentially we do have 4 points here again, and what we are looking at is something very similar. There's strong levels above. If we go back to this previous chart, we also have this quarterly support level at about 6600. So there is a strong level below as well. I think this is pretty important. These levels at the edge of the range. So we have 7857 and 6600. These would be the two levels that we'd be looking at. I'm just going to change this into resistance. 7857. I'm just going to roughly put it so that we don't waste too much time. And 6600 as support. So yes, we have two strong levels at the top and the bottom of a potential range. All we've done is price closing here. We had a swing level, and we broke back below at the bottom. We didn't really get a retest, but it is possible you have 1 or 2, 3 touches here, and essentially this top part of the range got proven right here. So it still is working quite functionally as a decent range, and where we are in price right now, if you were able to trade this range, you would have been able to catch a shot over here, and you would have taken some profit and taken some more off. Essentially, now you're in the middle of the range, either looking for a deviation to trade back above, or looking to carry on with your short to trade it to the bottom of the range, and then follow the same strategy. If price re-enters back again, and you would be heading long to trade all the way to the top and the bottom of this range till we are able to find a direction where price moves out of this range. So this is range play, guys, and this is how I end up playing ranges. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop a comment or DM me on Twitter. I'm always available there. The links are below, and hope you enjoyed this range play video, and hope you're able to play this range the way I am and be able to manage your risk and make some profits. Cheers. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and go ahead and share it with someone else. And if you have any questions about what we covered today, please leave them in the comments and I will be sure to get back to you or answer them in my next video. For more trading content and education, go ahead and click on the video on your right. Thanks for watching, guys, and cheers!